Hello, beautiful people. This is Coach Lacresha, and today we're going to talk about the third eye, right? But before we get started, let me just invite you guys over to my website. Definitely catch up with my books and my blog there, and it's lacreshahays.com. And I also have a blog at awakeningvibes.blogspot.com. If you're not connected with me on Facebook, you can look me up. My primary profile is Lacresha Hayes. Of course, it's full. You just have to follow. Or if you want to look at some of my pages, just search Lacresha Hayes or Coach Lacresha, and you'll find about 3-4 different pages depending on what your interest is. And on Instagram and Twitter, I am Coach Lacresha. So, with that being said, getting the plugging out the way, let's get into the meat of this. I made some notes because there are a lot of videos about your third eye, and a lot of people still, with all those videos, with all of the websites and all of that, they still don't really know what the third eye is, what it does, what it's for, how to utilize it in a way that's beneficial. A lot of people consider it just a tool for psychic power, psychic awareness, and of course, that's one of the traits of it. But let's go in a little deeper with the third eye. For those who haven't heard of the third eye, surely by now you've probably heard of the pineal gland, which sits in between the left and right hemisphere of our brain. Okay, and this gland can be calcified by things as common to us as fluoride, which comes in our water and our toothpaste, and probably ain't no telling what all else. And several of the foods that we eat, just a lot of things can go into calcifying our pineal gland. Now, before I get into all of that, let me backtrack just a little bit, because I do want to make this known. Not everybody's pineal gland is calcified. Not everybody's third eye needs awakening, because there are some of us who were born with it fully active and it never closed, and those of you that's relevant to, you already know, because you've had visions and all kind of things going on with you all your life, this uncanny sense of knowing, because the third eye chakra, the Ajna chakra, I can't anyway, so the Ajna chakra, the third eye chakra, is here right between the brow, elevated just a little bit. We know that meditation is the best way, and I'm not saying the only way. I want you guys to understand meditation is the best way to open it, because it prepares you. Okay, now, I'm not going to talk about all the other chakras, the lower 5, the throat, the heart, the solar plexus, the navel or sacral, and the root chakra. I'm not going to talk about those, because we're just going to hope that people who are working with their third eye has already worked their way up to that point, because you want all of your chakras in balance. You want all of them open and cleared and percolating the way that they should, okay? So anyway, dealing with the third eye, one of the things that I want to talk about is this. The third eye is the seat of intuition and psychic phenomena. Now, with that being said, I want to make sure that you understand that psychic phenomena is not just being able to see something that's coming before it get here. It's also being able to see into the past, a past that you have no clue about any other way. It's also a way of being able to tap into the Akashic records. Your third eye being open helps you to see what's not seen, helps you to hear what is not said or is not heard by the normal ear. It helps you to know what you couldn't possibly know any other way. So regardless of religious affiliation or whatever, it's just good to open your third eye. Let's see. Now, some of the ways that the third eye is actually open outside of meditation, which I feel like is the best thing. People use binaural beats. People use and isochronic tones, because sounds has a lot to do with it. Now, the thing is that if you're deep into meditation and you begin to do various chants, the vibration of certain chants, it works the same way as if you were doing the binaural beats. The vibration goes to the pineal gland and helps it to decalcify. Okay. Um, there are visualization techniques that people do to open their third eye. And then, of course, your diet is important. You're going to have to cut out as much of the fluoride as you can. Now, for those of you who say that's so impossible, it's not impossible. It's difficult. Yes, it's a challenge. You know, you have to be more mindful of your water because most water is fluorinated. You have to be mindful of your dental hygiene products because most toothpaste and mouthwashes has fluoride in it. So what I recommend for those who still want really great dental care is to use Tom's. Tom's has a non-fluoride toothpaste. Also, you can make your own at home for those of you who are crafty like that. I'm not. So you can do that. And then there are a lot of people who make their own and they actually sell what they make at home. So you can definitely look that up. Spring water, alkalized water and that kind of thing can help. Green leafies, anything green, not anything green, but but your green leafy vegetables are gonna help. You definitely want to eat living food because they still have the electric charge to them, so you're actually feeding yourself life. Okay. The third eye is also great for perspective. People often ignore that aspect of it because they're so ready for the powers. It's also good for perspective. So you could kind of look at it as the eye that sees beyond what you can remember. You know, all of us were sent here with a particular purpose. And oftentimes we forget that purpose as we're living and growing up through this life, and we get tainted by our experiences and that kind of thing. When your third eye is open, it puts your life back into perspective according to your original purpose. And I hope that makes perfect sense. So you need to know these things so that your decisions line up with what you're here for, right? So that's why you want an open and active third eye. And then the last thing I want to talk about is your imagination. Your third eye is kind of like the seat of your imagination. And so as that, because a lot of people are suffering from lack of imagination. They don't know that that's what it is, but that's why it's hard for them to make a sufficient income. It's hard for them to really be happy because it takes imagination in marriage, at work. It takes imagination everywhere. You need to be able to see what you cannot see yet in order to ever see it at all. Now, if you're trying to open your third eye, there are some stones I would love to recommend. Work with amethyst, work with lapis lazuli, work with clear quartz. There are several others, but those are my primary three. Work with blue kyanite. I love that. It actually resonates with all chakras, as does clear quartz. But work with those. Meditate with them. Hold them in your field of vision or in your auric field, or have them in your hands when you're meditating. You can simply put them there. Because, you know, you do have chakras in your hands, and one day I'm going to definitely do a video on that. But you can hold them there while you're meditating, or you can set them in front of you or set them around you. Now, there has been times where I have done a meditation where I set all of my higher chakra stones around me, and I got in the middle of that circle, and I meditated. And when I tell you, it was probably the most powerful meditation I've ever had. It was so easy to sync up with theta, gamma type of level, delta levels of relaxation is what I mean to say. So you need to definitely consider the stones. Use essential oils and incense. You know, use the smells. Certain smells help you to relax and sink in. So you definitely want to do that. But above all of that, this is going to take consistent meditation. When you're working on your chakras, or if you go to a Reiki healer, or if you go to someone who will work on your chakras for you, be careful about trying to focus on going to someone, asking them to focus on your third eye chakra when the rest of you is all out of balance. If you actually put this thing into perspective and you begin to work with, well, I even say your earth star chakra, the very first thing is you want to be planted into Mother Earth. You want to be connected to her energy, and you want her energy to flow up and through your body, and you want your root chakra open because you want to realize that you are here, you are now, this is you, you're living, this is life, okay? And then you want to work up through your sacral chakra and your solar plexus and your heart chakra being wide open and free and clear, and then your throat chakra where you can speak your truth and where you're free to communicate, and then your third eye chakra, and then your crown chakra, so that you're connected to the divine, and so that you know there's a conduit or a portal that goes up and down, a flow of energy up and down, because this is a nurturing energy that comes from the earth. And then there's this angelic, almost surreal type of energy that comes down from the universe. But when you mix the two together inside of yourself, when I tell you that your life cannot do anything but get better, I'm telling you the honest to God truth. So definitely, guys, consider that. Work on your third eye chakra. Don't just approach it because you say, oh, I want to be a psychic. You know, it's more than that. It's just so much more than that. You know, when you have the ability to see into different timelines, different dimensions, when you're able to access the Akashic records, and or for those who believe it, you know, planetary consciousness, I mean, how can you not be winning? I mean, then from there you can get guidance about any decision you're trying to make, about anything that's going on in your life, and about anything that you hope to bring to pass in your life. You can get guidance on the proper steps to get to it. So again, guys, this has been Coach Lacresha. I hope that inspired you more so than anything to actually work on this, but of course in order. And if you have any further questions, comments, concerns, be sure to leave it below. If you want me to do a video on something else, you can leave it in the comments or email me at lacresha.hayes@gmail.com. You guys have a very blessed day.